All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I am going to model for you how I want you to put your pictures into your Google Slideshow for your greatest of all time. So just to quickly show you what I've done so far, I put my information. So if you're in your GOAT pre-writing, okay, this is the pre-writing worksheet that I went through and showed you for our previous week's work. All I did was took the information from each section as a list, just the way I have it here, and put it into my slideshow. So this is my title slide. It's my person and my name. My next slide is my biographical information. Again, all I did was put the biographical information in here and laid it out so that it's easy to read. It is a list. It's not complete sentences. We don't want full paragraphs in our presentation. My second slide, these are the accomplishments. Again, if you take a look and see what I have here, I go back to my argument writing. It's the same information. I just copied it. I literally just highlighted it from here and pasted it into my slideshow. Okay, so it's a nice bulleted list. It's a clear slide. Rivals and competitors. So here's my rivals and competitors information. And then on slide 5, these are my opinions. This is where I have have complete sentences. And then my last slide is my works cited. And again, this is research. The idea is, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not plagiarizing, okay? Which is why I had you type in your pre-writing and copy and paste the entire URL. It needs to be on this page. This is just a skill that you need as you are moving forward in your school careers. So again, all I did was go from my pre-writing, I highlighted the entire hyperlink, and then I just pasted it here, and I spaced in between. So this was a text box as I put in my where the instructions were before, and I just pasted over that. See how it's a nice, neat line? So once I put everything in, I went through and I checked to make sure I don't have typos. Juilliard actually is spelled correctly. Google Slides just doesn't like how it's spelled. I have no typos. My font is consistent throughout. It's a clean, easy to read font. I can go back in, and if I really want to, I can make this a different color just so that it looks visually appealing. And I can do that throughout as I want to. I actually, as I'm looking at this, I'd like my headings to be bold. And so I'm just going to go through and make sure that all of those are bold. And so this is a pretty simple, straightforward presentation, slideshow. I'm not looking for anything fancy here, but you do have an opportunity to make it look a little bit more like something you would want to do. But what I want to do now is show you how to do the pictures, because some of you are working on your slideshow and you're putting pictures in, but you need to cite the image correctly. So please take a few minutes and make sure that you've cited the images correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to a new tab in Google Chrome, and I'm going to type in Barry Manilow, and I'm going to click on Images. And now here's a ton of images right here. And I'm going to pick this picture right here from back when he was a little bit younger. I notice it has this observer on here. I really don't want that, but I see here's the same picture without the observer title on it. So I'm going to click on the picture. And now what I'm going to do is what I could do is I could just copy the image and paste it into my slideshow, but that's not what I want yet, okay? What I need to do, sorry, let me go back, is I am going to right-click on the image, and I am going to open image in new tab. And so by doing that, I now have the picture right here, and this is the web address that I need. See how it says right here, JPG, JPEG? I need this information, okay? That needs to be included. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy the image, leave this tab open. I'm going to go back into my slideshow, and I'm going to right click, and I am going to paste my image. Now I'm going to have to make it a little bit smaller, move it kind of to where I want it. I can move all of this stuff around to make it look a little bit different. And so now I have my image here. Now what I need to do is go back to this tab, and I need to highlight this entire URL, making sure that I have the .jpeg. So I want this whole thing. I highlight it, I right click, copy. Now I'm going back to my slideshow to the same slide where I put my picture, and I'm going to paste it. Now, it made it a text box for me, and all I'm going to do is put the URL where I got the image right near the image. Now, that's a little bit big for me, so I'm going to change the font size to just a little bit smaller and make the text box the same size as my image. So that's how I want you to do your image. And I want you to make sure it's still a hyperlink, okay? So I'm going to show you again on another slide how that looks again. So again, I've got my slide. I want to include a picture. So I'm going back to my search tab, and I am going to find another picture. Oh, I loved this album. I'm going to find another picture. Oh, I like this picture of Barry. And so here I have another picture. I'm going to right click on the picture. I am going to open the image in a new tab. And there is my image. I am going to right click on the image. I am going to copy the image. I am going to go back to my slideshow. I am going to paste my image, and it's pretty big. So again, I need to make it smaller. And I like how it looks right there. And so now I'm going back to that image tab, highlight the entire web address, copy it, go back to my slideshow, and now I'm going to paste it, right click paste on the page. And it puts it up in this corner here. And again, I'm just going to make my text box smaller, and I'm going to drag this text box right underneath my image. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I don't want that to necessarily be the focus. And so this is what your slide should end up looking like. Okay, if you want to, as on the accomplishment slide, I think I am going to do a search for a video of Barry Manilow performing. And so I would do the same thing. I would find a song that I want to put in there, a video, if that's something you'd be interested in doing, and you would do the same thing with that. Let's go with Copacabana. It's a great song. And so I would go back to, I would find my video, and I don't want to play it right now, and I would open and embed it into my slide. I'm not going to take the time to do that now. But if I don't do a video and I want to do another image, I would again, how do I start in Google? Manilow. And I'm going to go to images. I'm going to find another image of him, and I like this one of him performing. So right-click on the image, open image in a new tab, and so then I grab that. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to paste it into my slideshow, and I want this to look a little bit different, so I'm going to put this one in the bottom corner here. So I need to readjust my information so it just looks a little bit different. So there's my picture. I go back to that tab, copy this URL. I need this JPEG piece right here. Right click, copy, back to my slideshow, paste, make that a little bit smaller, and put it right underneath my picture. So again, this is what I need you to take the time to do. Okay, so when we go back to my first slide, it looks a little bit better than it was. I could add some other pictures and things like that. I might play with the color of the background, change my font, but here is my image. Here is the complete URL of the image underneath. Here's my biographical information. Again, another image. Here is my URL. Same thing on my accomplishments. Here's the information. Here's my image. Here's my URL. I would do, because this is about Elton John, his competitor, I would go out and I would find a picture of Elton John. And I will do that right now so that I have a complete. There, and it went right to images. I like this one because his glasses are phenomenal. So right click, open image in a new tab, copy image, paste my image, go back to that tab, highlight the URL where I found the picture, copy it, paste it, and I know because it keeps popping up in this corner up here that that's where it is. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And if I want to, make it look just a little bit different, I can use this little circle right here. And I can put my cursor over it, and I can just use my mouse and I can turn that box, and I can put it to the side over here. Okay, that's just an option for you if you'd like to do that. And I like to make the URL kind of the same size as the picture. So then for my opinion, I can add some other things, and then my works cited, I can put an image also. So this is what your presentation needs to look like. This information does not go on the other slides. It goes on this works cited slide. So please take some time, look through this video, make sure again that you have no typos. It's easy to see and read, and you have everything cited the way you need to. Again, this is not complete sentences. This is just information that's been taken from my pre-writing sheet, bulleted list, pictures, URLs for pictures are right there. If you have questions, please let me know. Thank you.